Welcome back to more Explorers of Darkness. Last time we went into Zerl's Nightmare and basically just got told to kill ourselves yet again. Pretty used to it at this point. And this time, well, now we gotta go talk to Lapras for information, so let's go do that real quick. Kind of funny that Lapras is becoming relevant again. I still don't know if the Lapras character here is implied to be male or female, but it's not really matter. But anyway, time for a big lore dump. Holy shit. Diamond and Pearl Bros, it's finally all come together. Just don't worry about Giratina, he doesn't matter. I guess this game did release before Platinum, before Giratina was relevant at all, and he was just, you know, kind of just an extra legendary, kind of just crammed into a random corner of the game. Well, they did give him his own area in Diamond and Pearl, but this game, you know, Time in Darkness, this was before Platinum, before Giratina was relevant, so story's only really focused about Dialga and Palkia. Well, that sure does suck. Yep, I guess it's literally impossible to go to Spatial Rift, and there's nothing we can do, really. That definitely sucks. I guess we're just not going to go there. If only we could meet with Palkia, maybe he could bring us to Spatial Rift, but I don't think either of those things are going to happen, unfortunately. Sure does suck, I guess. Yo, Palkia, hey there, holy shit, how convenient is that? Damn, that's crazy. How convenient is that, man? Holy shit. I mean, I don't know exactly what his plan was. If he didn't want us to fall down that cliff, I'm not sure why he backed us off the edge of it, but... yeah, this whole part of the story really just kind of comes out of absolutely nowhere. Very convenient, I say, in a negative way, that we get informed about Spatial Rift and Palkia, and then he just delivers himself to us and brings us here. Crazy. I don't think we have to sort the inventory that much. Put away some stuff. Yeah, we are definitely in the end game now. Let's get some food. And I actually mean it for real this time. We are, like, this is the second to last story dungeon, and it shows. This is a tough one. The enemies here are really fucking strong and have some quite scary moves. Alright, let's get started on Spatial Rift then. Yeah, like I said, very tough enemies here. Again, we're at the end of the game and it shows. The enemies here are very strong. Lots of fully evolved enemies, which fortunately means they're going to be worth a lot of EXP as well. I want to say this is a dungeon that generally just has, like, the highest average, like, EXP yield of enemies in the game. So, I guess if you're, like, in the post game and you're just level grinding to get to 100, this is one of the main places to be doing it, because everything here is just so strong. Let's take that orb, actually. I don't know why you are attacking him, Chico. There's no need for us to be doing that. The dungeon is not, like, crazy long. It's only about 15 floors. But it's not going to be easy unless, you know, we get really lucky. And at this rate in the playthrough, you know, the dungeons that I say will be hard end up being easy, and sometimes it's the other way around. The places I don't expect to have any issue with end up kicking our asses, so who knows really. Let's just go on through it and see what happens. Let's see, problem enemies in this dungeon for sure. Gligar is a big one. Surprisingly not Gliscor, but Gligar is here, and it's scary because it has Guillotine, which means if we're unlucky, that's just an instant kill, and it really sucks. Electivire, another bit of a problem Pokemon. Well, actually, I guess Electivire is not crazy, but I believe both he and Magnezone can use Discharge, which, well, that definitely sucks, because, you know, room-wide move, and it can paralyze. We do not want to deal with that. Thankfully, we can just get rid of them at a distance, like this with Flamethrower. Here you go, Chico. Here's a Gome. I'm kind of surprised. Was that a crit? It was. The fact that she can take them out in one hit at all is pretty good, though. Also, let's not forget to equip her items. That will definitely help. As you also may have seen, Chatot appears here as well. Despite being, you know, a pretty major story NPC. Ooh. Xatu is a scary one for sure, because in this dungeon, he has Ominous Wind. Yup. Like that. Oh boy. Here we go. Oh no. Yeah, we've dealt with Rotom before in Midnight Forest, and we don't want to put up with Ominous Wind users. Scary shit. Look at how many items there are in here, and this isn't a monster house. I will eat that one. And a Reviver Seed. We're getting plenty of supplies, at least. There's, like, food and Reviver Seeds and heals here, and even gummies outside of monster houses, so pretty generous, all things considered. Of course, as a late-game dungeon... Ah, shit. As a later-game dungeon, the layouts are definitely going to be quite winding and complex, so there's going to be a lot of wandering around we do on these floors. Son of a bitch. Funny thing is, I didn't even mean to step on that tile. I misinput, so fuck me, I guess. That sucks. I love PP0 traps. I guess we're just gonna have to fix that later. Oh yeah, I guess we gotta be careful of Charizard as well because of Blaze. We do not want to just get insta-gibbed by a fire move when he's in Blaze. Especially not now that the sun is out. Oh jeez. That wing attack does a lot, my god. I guess something interesting about Charizard, I don't think I've mentioned this, but in Rescue Teams, Level Reset's Charizard was a very good Pokemon because it got access to Heat Wave at level 1, so it just had a really strong room-wide move it could just use immediately to actually fight stuff, but yeah, they changed that. Not even like a nerf by the devs of this game necessarily, but rather just a change with Learn Set in mainline, so... Well, it does not get Heat Wave at level 1 anymore, meaning Charizard is definitely not as good in resets in Explorers as it was in Rescue Team, although I've never used it myself, but I assume it's probably, you know, still pretty decent. Probably gonna have to go through a Max Elixir before this is done, even though this isn't that long, because we basically need to use moves at this point to kill any of the enemies. Although we are spawning next to the stairs very frequently, which is pretty nice. I don't mind skipping items. We have plenty of supplies. I'm less enthusiastic about the fog, to be honest, but... Now, I feel like by this point in the game, if you're strong enough to get here, like, you're probably strong enough to deal with Spatial Rift is the thing. There's a lot of strong enemies in here, yes, but this dungeon isn't, like, that crazy, all things considered. Excuse me, Chico, why are you not helping me fight? Oh, well. Thank God that missed. Oh my Jesus. That would have been enough to kill her, like, twice over, otherwise. Oh my lord. I do not want to be cringing here, Jesus. We have all these orange berries for a reason. Let's actually use one. Yeah, there's a lot of strong Pokemon in here. Jolteon, another strong one. I want to say it has agility at this point. So, you know, that's scary to deal with, especially if we get a monster house. What with all the other, like, room-wide moves flying around, that would not be good. I think Chico's, like, already out of PP almost. Well, she has plenty of Razor Leaves left. Okay. There's a second half to this dungeon as well. Probably not that surprising, but I think it's kind of just more of the same, really. There's nothing really crazy going on over there. And hey, look, Sableye here as well, which, you guessed it, also means that, yeah, Dusknoir can actually appear in this dungeon. Although, I want to say it's only on the last floor, and it's pretty damn rare. But it doesn't mean you can just straight up recruit a Dusknoir. There is actually one of the 7 treasures dungeons. Dusknoir appears in that one as well. But I want to say he's also only on the final floor of that one, except that dungeon's like 50 floors, so... Yeah, if you want to get Dusknoir, I'd say it's much easier and more convenient to just do it in Spatial Rift. Or, you know, I suppose you could just find a Reaper Cloth and just evolve Dusclops. I don't actually remember where Dusclops is. I also do not, I don't remember this tile set change. I guess it looks pretty cool. Let's ignore okay, well, let's not ignore Gligar. I guess let's just beat him up. I think we should be out of here now. Yeah, see, the first half was nothing too crazy. Let's make a quick save. Yeah, they're playing, like, there's no original song for this dungeon. They're just playing a bunch of, like, the future dungeon themes, which I find kind of strange. There's something I found out recently. My internet is down as I'm recording this, so I can't check, but there's something, like... It was the themes of, like, Tree Shroud Forest, this dungeon, and I think, like, Miracle Sea. During development, pretty late into development, actually, I think the order, like, which dungeon those themes go with was actually reordered. And I believe, I'm trying to... Oh my fucking god, that damage. I want to say the Spatial Rift theme was originally supposed to be the Tree Shroud Forest theme. Or I should say, you know, the theme playing in Tree Shroud Forest was meant to be played for Spatial Rift, but... Either that or, like, the Miracle Sea variant. One of those variants was supposed to play here, and honestly, it's probably for the best it didn't, because those songs are pretty unfitting, given the context of, you know, you being here at, like, the climax of the story. Well, we're not exactly at the climax yet, but you get what I'm saying. And so, yeah, this dungeon does not actually have its own unique theme. This is just recycled future dungeon music. Oof. Stumbling over my damn words again, man. Also, I saw the stairs up there. What the fuck is this layout? We were right there. My god, this... Yeah, we gotta get rid of this thing quick. Okay. Getting screeched is not fun. Let's, Oh, he drowsy. Okay, well, he just goes down really easy. Are we supposed to go up this way? Okay, yeah, this is a strange floor layout. What the hell? Yeah, I'm okay with this dungeon as replaying future music, because, like, this song, I don't remember which dungeon this was for. I think Sealed Ruin. My point is, it is a good song, and it's nice being able to, you know, hear it again, although, of course, I think we mentioned this recently in the playthrough, a lot of future dungeon music gets recycled for post-game dungeons anyway. You're getting a lot of rooms with, like, a bunch of... Oh, okay. I was gonna say we're getting a lot of rooms with a bunch of items in them, but, I guess not this time. You know, this would not have happened if we were allowed to bring Polybo with us, but, fuck us, I guess. I wanted to run away from that, Gligar, but Chico decided we gotta fight Toxicroak first. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we do not want to get guillotined by that thing. Even though we've found a couple Reviver Seeds in here already, we do not want to let this thing just, you know, take one for free. I don't remember how long the second half of this dungeon is, because it's not anything I've spent that much time in. There's not that much reason to come back here. I mentioned that in the first half of Spatial Rift, the final floor, you can find Dusknoir, and I believe you can find it on more floors here in the second half, as well as Spiritomb. And yeah, Spiritomb is absolutely worth recruiting, but like Dusknoir, it's also really fucking rare and has a pretty low recruit rate, so you got your work cut out for you if you're trying to get it. But again, it is definitely worth it, because Spiritomb is just great for level resets. Aw, Doomsday, you asshole. Well, we get the joy of getting to level 50 again, I guess. Fuck out of here. Well, there goes all that EXP on our way to the next level, but it's not a big deal. We'll be getting plenty of EXP anyway. Oh boy, Monster House. I'm actually kind of annoyed I got hit by that Doomseed. I was just talking about how this is a great dungeon for getting XP, and so just getting cucked out of all of it so far, that stings. Especially since we're at the point where we have really high XP requirements to level. I'd like to grab some of these gummies. Some of these enemies are pretty fucking annoying, so I don't know how well we're gonna be able to do this. Ah, Jesus. I'm okay if most of the enemies just run out of the room, although most of them are probably going to be snapping out of their fear pretty quickly here. I'm worried about Hypno because Forewarn is just a stupid fucking ability, and it sucks. Oh, I'm glad I did not step there. So a lot of these enemies are kind of just getting stuck in corners. Yeah, let's let Charizard just run away. Fucking oh, yep, they're closing in. Oh, that's not good. Let's not get fucked over by Forewarn over and over again, hopefully. Okay, we're getting fucked over. Thank God we have a bunch of orbs. We're gonna need them. Never mind, we just flinched. Oh my God, that's so bad. That's really fucking bad. You need to get the fuck out of here. Please don't kill me. Oh, it's close. It's really close. Let's do Faux Seal. And then hopefully we can just take all these guys out with Wide Slash. Hey, there we go. Let's also eat an Oran Berry real quick. I'm kind of surprised. Actually, you know what? It's for the best that Chico does not use aromatherapy, because then she would unpause the enemies as well, and we definitely don't want that. She's still confused. Okay, there we go. All's well that ends well. And let's hopefully get an IQ skill or a stat or something off this gummy. Let's see here. Special defense 1. Whatever. Should be able to take out the Toxicroaks really quick, at least, because they have dry skin, so all of our fire moves are just doing a bunch of damage. Okay, let's get the hell out of this room. Yeah, let's get out of here. That kinda sucked, but we have plenty of supplies, so it's not all that bad. Please don't guillotine me. Yeah, we do not have any ice moves, so we don't have a good way to hit Gligar, unfortunately, other than just hit him really hard. Oh, and, well, now it's raining, so... yeah, that's what we don't want happening. Oh my God, please do something, Chico. Please do something, girl. You're gonna die. There we go. Another Doomsday. I'm taking that just so the enemies can't have it. And maybe I'll chuck it at Palkia, although I'd rather not have him, like, catch it and throw it at us. And, hey, look, a locked door. I do not at all remember what's behind there. It might be, like, Spiritom's exclusive item or something like that. And, hey, look, we made it to the bottom. The dungeon was nothing crazy. Again, I think if you're strong enough to make it to this point in the game, you're probably strong enough to deal with that dungeon. It's nothing crazy. Re-enter. There's a lot less, like, aura here than the Dialga fight, you know? I feel like there's a lot less excitement. Also, it's replaying the, oh, no, this is actually a new battle theme. Yeah, I forget. Palkia actually gets its own battle theme like Dialga, so that is pretty cool. Anyway, this fight, well, it's a boss fight in this game. I think you kind of know what to expect at this point. Did a lot of damage. Here, eat the Doom Seed. There we go, level 47. Crazy, because level 47 is actually the level that Dialga and Palkia are at when you fight them in Diamond and Pearl. That's a crazy Easter egg or something. I don't expect much from this fight, especially since he is, you know... yeah, he's a PMD boss. I guess the strangest thing about Palkia is the fact that he is, for some reason, a Dragon Water type. I'm guessing they probably just, like, you know, Dialga is Dragon Steel, and I think that checks out because he's got a bunch of steel plating, obviously, but I have no idea why the hell Palkia has a water typing other than Dragon Water is just a good type, and they wanted it to just, like, you know, have a good type to make it strong. It's pretty nice. I guess the, excuse me, fucking Intimidator, man. I mean, the resistances on Dragon Water are, like, nothing that crazy, I feel like. Okay, well, yeah, he's down. He attacked, like, once. He has a bunch of HP, and he was really tanky, because he, like, quadrants fire, but... whatever. Holy shit. The return of the planet's paralysis... wait, no. Also, he must be a bit, narcoleptic if he's just falling asleep in the middle of our fight. Can you go into the nightmare? Oh no, that sounds kind of scary. Fuck that. Okay, I'm not really sure why they give a dialogue decision here, but sure. I also, nah. Would you like to save? Sure. Yeah, that fight, nothing special. There's only one boss fight left in the game, and quite a few episodes ago at this point, I had alluded to 2 really hard boss fights. One of them being Wigglytuff and, like, the entire guild jumping you. That's still probably the #1 hardest fight in the game, if you ask me. And the next hardest boss fight is probably the very final one in our next dungeon, but we will get there when we get there. It's kind of crazy how his nightmare looks exactly identical to where we just were, but... the first time ever, I'm unable to control part of space. Wow, that's crazy. I wonder why that's the case. I wonder if we're gonna get an explanation for that. No, I guess he just can't fix space or whatever the fuck. Please understand, yep, I get ya. This is not an enter, by the way. Beyond a shadow of a doubt. Yup. Definitely. And look, now he's slowing out at us. This is still not an enter, by the way. My own clone. Oh, fuck, never mind. This, yet again, is still not an enter. Don't worry, Cresselia, because you'll be making a pretty fucking big mockery out of yourself soon here, but we'll get to that. Yeah, your kind is always like, whoa, calm the fuck down, Cresselia. Jesus. I don't think you can get away with saying that kind of thing. That's right, Barry. It was me. It was me all along. Wait, we already made that joke. Damn, that's just absolutely crazy. Well, yeah, I guess that is our final dungeon coming pretty soon here. Yeah, we're getting very close to the end of the story now, huh? Anyway, well, I guess that's what we're gonna be doing next time. So, I will see you then, and probably the finale of Explorers of Darkness. See you then.